Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Prego, prego.
I'm not pregnant.
Good morning. It's Leza Live on the radio, on the news, 103.5 FM, KYCA, with extreme jet lag. So anything I say can and will not be held against me in a court of law. I don't know.
Oh, it definitely will.
It's a disclaimer of sorts. It's the first one that came to my mind.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You look refreshed.
Do I really?
Yeah, you really do. You look refreshed, relaxed.
Wow, that's a compliment because there was no relaxing on this vacation. I tell you what, I realized I'm not a cruiser. It's the third cruise I think I've done in my life, but it's a lot of work to go on a cruise. I'm just saying.
I think it's the jacket.
You like the jacket?
Yeah, I think the jacket makes you look refreshed.
Does it? The jacket does?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you. Well,
I thought it was her glow. She has that relaxed, like, I could have spent another week on vacation.
Oh, I don't think that's possible.
Really?
That's the longest vacation I've ever taken in my life. Yeah, it was 20 days, so 1 day short of 3 weeks. And, no, I could not. I was ready to come home. It was a very lovely vacation.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you all the details throughout the next hour because we have no guests this morning.
We have you.
We just have
You're
you
gonna interview
and you
yourself.
and me. Yeah, because I thought, well, we're going to have a lot to talk about because I'm expecting you guys to fill me in on every little thing I missed over the last 20 days. I didn't miss much, did I?
Drew, it's all on you, man. I'm out.
But first of all, I want to thank you guys for holding down the fort. I'm
no
assuming
problem.
everything went swimmingly while I was gone.
I just figured Carol Chamberlain was sick. That's why she's not here.
Let's hope not. Let's hope Carol's not sick. And
She did a great job. We had
Yes.
fun with her.
good. Good.
Oh.
Matt picked on her a little bit.
I picked on her
Yeah.
a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
She learned what a snow leopard is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's a story for you.
What is a snow leopard? Do I not know?
You don't know what a snow leopard is
Hey,
either?
maybe I don't know. Tell me.
So you know what a cougar is?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a snow leopard is a much older lady, 55 plus, that dates a much younger man.
Oh, 55 plus is much older.
Well, I'm just going off of what the Urban Dictionary says. See, Carol
85
argued
plus.
the same thing.
85 plus is much older.
So we go with an 85 plus.
Yes.
I'll change it in the Wikipedia.
Yeah, why don't you work on that, please, and stop offending.
But then Carol, the thing is, Carol came back with it. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, you mean like the president of France?
Oh,
Because his wife is like in her 70s and he's in his 40s.
oh.
And I'm like, that's right, Carol.
Macron?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea she was that old.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's not talk about
Politics.
We don't need to go into age.
I didn't go to France, so that doesn't matter to me. But I want to tell you both. While I was in Italy a lot. At the beginning of the trip and at the end of the trip, I really, really wanted to bring you both back a Ferrari.
That would have been wonderful.
Yes. It was on my list of things to do. Be sure to stop, pick up a couple Ferraris for Drew and Matt, but Scott Dandos put the kibosh on that big time.
I'm guessing it was customs.
He said, he just said, how are we going to get it home? Your mic's off, Drew. We can't hear you. There we go. Yeah,
I was going to say these things happen.
I
was
know.
Kinda just,
So you can blame that on Scott. But
Yeah,
I was all about it. I'm like, what would the guys really like for me to bring back from our trip? And decided on the Ferrari.
I mean, I'd settle for a Lambo. That's okay.
Yeah.
too.
Do they make those Lambos?
In Italy,
In
yeah.
Italy as well. Well, so I had to settle on something a little smaller. So, Matt, I got you this little gift pack from Capri,
Looks
the
like
island of Capri. Some
delicious
people say
booze.
Capri, but once you visit, you call it
It's
Capri.
Capri, yeah.
So, don't tell Jason. There's a little bit of limoncello in here and some limoncello candies, which I know you're not going to want because you told me this morning. Can I share with the world?
What are you going to share with the
The
world?
50.
Oh, yes, that's fine. I don't care.
You're not going to want these candies because Matt shared with me this morning that he has lost 50 pounds
Isn't
on
that
his
great?
diet as of today.
Diet exercise.
That is diet and
yeah.
exercise. Yes, congratulations.
Well, thanks. I'm
That's
still
amazing.
Gonna drink them and eat
You're
them.
still going to eat them and drink them. So there you go. That's for
Yeah.
you. And I know that you don't. Yeah, look at and I know that you don't drink. So I brought you back some. I think it's some candy-covered almonds from Capri as well. They
Wonderful.
look delicious.
Thank you very
and
much.
You're welcome. So I thought about you guys while I was gone. Couldn't do the Ferrari, but a little gift set from the island of Capri is going to have to do.
I love that it even has the ingredients on it in Italian.
Does it? So
Yeah.
you can't read that it's just sugar and lemon
No.
and
that's
a little bit
probably
of
a good thing.
Everclear?
Yeah. It says 30% alcohol, so that's cool.
Well, when I called you guys last Friday, I told you I was sipping on a limoncello
Cello,
spritz. And this is new for me. A lot of people have heard of the Aperol spritz, which is something that they drink a lot of over there in the Med. And they're quite delicious and refreshing, but the limoncello spritz, oh my dear, it's a shot of limoncello with champagne and soda water. So refreshing, so delicious. And Scott and I had just sat down after walking through the streets of Rome. We went on 9 hours of tours while we were in Rome at the end of our trip. I don't think anything I learned at all sunk in. It was just a lot of people talking at us, and we're just like, It was a lot.
How much weight did you lose?
Well,
9 hours of walking around?
I haven't weighed myself, but I was more active on my trip than I am at home.
Oh, I'm sure.
For sure. I swear, we must have walked 5 miles a day. Easy.
Because I was going to ask you, how are your feet doing? Because I know when you're doing these tours and you're walking, it's like, oh, I'll put nice shoes on. I'm like, no, put your best walking shoes on, because at the end of the day, your feet are just shot.
Yes, that's one suggestion that I'm going to make for the ship, that they need to have foot massages every day when we get back on board. I mean, I would have spent a good €50 a day on foot massages, because you walk a ton, but my feet are great. The shoes that I chose, I took a ton of shoes. I probably took 10 pairs of shoes.
I thought you had a built-in foot massager, though.
I'm not kidding. 10 pairs of shoes.
That's a lot of shoes.
I probably only wore 4 pair.
Okay, well, better to have them.
Yes. Well, when you're on a ship, you dress up in the evening, which is so silly. I didn't wear half of my dressy clothes. But anyway, yes, I have a built-in foot massager. His name is Scott Dandos.
Right.
He needed a foot massage, too. So,
well, then he can knock on the cabin next door.
well, they didn't work out that way.
No.
But that's one of the suggestions, because you walk a ton.
Yeah.
Every day you're in a new country in some situations, and you set out and you're gone all day, and you're walking all day. And that was one of the best parts of the trip, actually.
Oh, no, it's a lot of fun.
You go out and you investigate and you discover and you get lost, and you're walking around with your Google Maps trying to figure out where you're going. And that was fantastic. But jet lag is a thing. So we got home. Let me see if I can figure out the dates. Today's Monday, right? So
Sure.
On Friday, our driver picked us up at the airport at 2 a.m. Italy time, which is 8 hours earlier than your time.
Yeah, that's why I was curious when you were texting me during the show and you were texting me evening photos. I was like, oh, it must be like
we're
happy hour over there.
Yeah, we're 8 hours ahead of you.
Yeah.
So the cab picked us up at 2. I didn't sleep at all because I was watching Gladiator. We had just toured the Coliseum. And so I'm like, I got to watch Gladiator. It's what you do, right?
Oh, are you going to go see the second one with me in a couple weeks?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm so going to see that with you.
Denzel Washington looks awesome.
I just saw the trailer on the plane on the way home. I can't believe it.
I
What
know.
timing?
Perfect.
My timing is perfect. But, okay, so 2 a.m. I didn't sleep at all because I finished watching Gladiator at 11. And I'm like, well, I got to get up at 1. I might as well stay awake. So I did. I did all the little things, packed. Scott is snoring like a log. Is that a thing, snoring like a log?
Sawn logs.
Sawn logs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's sound asleep, and he's going to do most of the navigating and driving once we get home. So I'm like, I got to let Scott sleep. So I stayed awake. So I was awake for that whole day and then got on the plane. Our flight didn't leave until 6 a.m. Italy time. We got home in Phoenix at 6 p.m. that next day. So we were traveling more than 24 hours your time. It's a mystery to me how it all works out.
Yeah, no, that would mess me up really
It
bad.
really does. It really does. And then on the plane, they say, sleep on the plane or don't sleep on the plane. The ride was 11 hours from London to Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, that's a long flight.
It's ridiculous. I don't know if I could ever do it again. We tried to get an upgrade, and there was a waiting list for the upgrade. And the room really wasn't even that much more for $8,000 more. So it actually worked out better for our bank account. But it was a long flight. They fed us dinner twice on the 11-hour flight. And I can't tell you all the movies that I watched. I know I'm jumping around. It's hard for me to stay focused.
I want to know what you had for meals on the plane because I haven't had a meal on a plane since I was in middle school.
You know what? They're not bad. British Airways did a pretty good job.
That's why. Yeah. A good airline. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like mini. I think we had chicken curry with rice, which was a nice change after all the Italian food. I have to tell you about the food. We'll get to that.
We'll get to curry, that sounds dangerous on an airplane.
But it's so piping hot.
Well,
I only went to the bathroom one time on that 11-hour flight because I had to pass by Scott Dandos and this humongous man with bad breath sitting next to Scott.
I wasn't on the flight. I had to.
Yeah,
I had to.
I have to take my jacket off. It's getting warm in here. I'm getting excited. But, only got up one time, and I walked around a little bit. But, yeah, so it was chicken curry, and then they give you, like, a roll with butter, and then they give you, like, cheese and crackers. They give you a little salad with little teeny tiny, dressing and a dessert. And then a whole little bottle of wine. They don't even ask if you want wine. They're like, here. Because they want you to go to sleep, right?
So are they putting, like, sleeping pills, like, in the food?
No, but usually you eat all that and it's all carby and you drink the whole wine and then you're all bloated and then you just sit there.
Well, sounds wonderful.
Do you think that's included in like first class? Like here, we're putting, sleeping pills in your chicken in first class.
I think everybody in first class already has their own sleeping pills. I know I had mine.
True.
I had mine, yeah. And the flight home was tough, and then but we had to spend 6 hours prior to that in London. Thank goodness we were able to get into the lounge, the American Airlines lounge, which is really what you got to do when you're in an airport for more than 5 hours, 3, 4.
2 hours.
Yeah, because all the people, I have to tell you, I'm on people overload. So many people. You wouldn't believe how many people.
And then you come back to
us? Not making any sense.
And then you come back to Drew and me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it feels good. No, it feels good.
Oh, it feels good.
Yes, it feels good to have you and Drew. And so, yeah, that was my... Okay, so wait, let me back up. We flew out of Rome at 6 a.m., flew into London 8 a.m., flew out of London at 2 p.m. This is all, I think, on the same timeline. And then got into Phoenix at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So it was a long day. So I am a little jet lagged. If I'm not making any sense, it's not my fault.
You'll be jet lagged tomorrow, too.
I feel like my head is humongous, and I feel like I'm still on the boat.
Yeah.
I'm swaying back and forth.
That sounds miserable.
It is a little bit. But you know what? I started to get a little bit of a head cold on the way home, but I beat it. I beat it because I picked up some cough drops when I was in Croatia. Those things are amazing. Plus, I'm on Advil, cold and flu, sinus. So, feeling much better.
Could have opened with that. I could have sat over there in one of the
chambers. No, I said I'm feeling... Am I coughing? Am I hacking? Am I sneezing? No.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I have to tell you, when we got on that first plane on the ride home, Scott looked at me and he's like, you want to put on a mask? And I said, yes, because everybody was hawking and snorting and sneezing and hawking.
It's just a flying petri dish.
It really is.
It
really is. We put on masks. First time I've worn a mask since COVID.
Or you take a lot of emergency or something like that.
Zinc, all the
sure
preemptives. Yeah, I have to say one thing that we did learn while we were on the ship is we took these little ginger shots. It was ginger juice with a little bit of flavored juice because ginger is quite spicy, if you will. And we took these shots every morning with our breakfast, and I think it really helped our immunities and also our digestive systems because we didn't get sick the whole time. Everybody on our trip had the big D, and they were each out for at least a day.
No. Oof.
Yeah, but we didn't get that. So I think the ginger shots are something we might continue back home here in the States.
Isn't that something to do with the water, though? Usually.
Well, that's Mexico.
It's just in general from what I've heard because our enzymes are different.
Yeah, we drink out of bottles the whole time. Even when we were in Rome, they have water flowing freely through fountains, 24/7. And they're like, the water here is really clean, really delicious. It's high in calcium, they said. So if you have kidney stones, don't drink a lot of it. But we didn't. We're like, no, we don't want to take the chance. So we drink out of water bottles the whole time.
So the question is,
yes,
with gas or without? Your water with gas?
Both. Yeah, with gas and without. Bubbles, soda water.
Oh, all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like,
when you go, you're in
They
Europe.
ask you.
Typically, they ask you what kind of water you want, Matt, and they'll say, "Would you like it with gas?" Of course, most Americans laugh, thinking the other scenario.
Right.
But that just means bubbled water, like a Perrier.
Yeah, soda water.
Soda water.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not fancy like the two world travelers
That's
here.
true. That
I mean,
is
I
true.
haven't even made it to the East Coast much, so world.
We're going to get you there. We're going to get you
You
there.
have time.
Yes, you have a lot of time. That's right. I do recommend
I hope so.
that people visit Rome before they turn 60. Because it's a lot, and really you need to go to the Vatican, you need to see the museums, the art, the history.
Unbelievable.
The history before Christ. Yeah, it's a lot, and it's a little life-changing, I have to say.
So I'll start saving now for when I turn 59.
That's perfect. All right, we have to take a commercial break. All right, more on the big trip. Plus, I want you guys to fill me in on everything that I missed. Did I miss anything big? Probably not. Nothing's going on here.
So many things.
Nothing's going on here in the United States, right?
So many things.
Okay. All right. Well, you can tell me all the things coming up here on Leza Live. Right now, ladies, we are nearing the end of the year. Are you taking care of yourself? Have you had your well woman exam? Well, if not, you need to call Prescott Women's Clinic. They are here. They are your one-stop shop for complete women's health care, from that well woman exam I mentioned and prenatal care to hormone therapy and menopause management. They've got you covered. Their experienced and caring team offers personalized care for every stage of your life, whether you're starting a family or focusing on your wellness. You deserve the best care, and you're going to get it at Prescott Women's Clinic. 2 convenient locations, Prescott and Prescott Valley. Take control of your health. Schedule that appointment today. You're worth it. The number, 928-778-4300, or reach them online at PrescottWomen'sClinic.com. Welcome back. It's Leza Live on the News 103.5 FM KYCA on a Monday. We are starting our new format here on Leza Live, and from now on, Mondays will be bare minimum Mondays.
I just don't know how much more I can talk about. I mean,
Are you
I'll have
kidding
to figure
me?
something out.
I've got notes upon. Look at this. I brought in every note from the ship. Every day they give you a note on where you're visiting and what you can expect. And look, I brought them all in. We got lots of content this morning. No worries.
Perfect. So you're going to start at the top and read all the way to the bottom.
Well, not just yet. First of all, I want to know what's going on with the weather. I completely missed fall. I left. It was hot here. I was still wearing sandals, and I came back, and it is winter. Bubba is like, what is going on?
Well, it's not summer anymore, that's for sure.
Finally, right?
And our fall was about 2 weeks, and you missed it.
I missed it completely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for right now, as of today, we're going to have a high about 54. Our low today was at 30, but that was at the airport.
Okay.
When I got in my car, it was 26.
Ugh.
So, yeah, and we're going to have some winds out of the northwest, about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Tomorrow will be a little warmer. And then Wednesday, a little cooler. So we'll be in the 40s, high 40s on Wednesday.
What?
And a low in the 20s.
Oh, my dear.
And yesterday, I don't know what time you got in, but it hailed. We had over a half an inch of hail at my house.
That's amazing.
And it looked out. It was beautiful. It was white. And an hour and a half later, about an hour, 90 minutes later, it was all gone.
That's amazing.
And then, yeah.
And we had a snow while I was gone, right? Didn't it snow one day while I was gone?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I've been gone almost 3 weeks.
It's been a while.
Yeah. I had to think back that far.
Right, it did. We've had a snow since I left. I saw that
that
on
was
Facebook,
on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They got about a half an inch. And then,
crazy.
Just enough to make everything like a slip and slide.
Yeah, for sure. I hope everybody was safe.
It was good. And,
Yeah.
it's getting cold. But the good news is we could use the moisture.
Of course. Yes.
And it makes it nice.
Yes.
The beauty is, after that first snow, all the bugs, pretty much all, 90% of the bugs were gone. And after this little freeze, there's nothing. It's beautiful. Leave the doors open if it's nice. Oh,
Love it.
Great.
Love it.
Great.
Well, I have to say the temperatures were in the 80s, the low 80s to the low 70s the entire trip. It was absolutely gorgeous.
You had good weather, for sure.
We had a little bit of rain in Venice when we first got there. We were expecting the big floods of Venice, right? Where they tell you have to bring like water boots to cover up to your knees because you're going to be walking around in it. And it didn't happen, unfortunately. I mean, I guess it's good it didn't happen, but we were prepared, I tell you. We brought our covered up, our shoe covers and everything. And there's a barrier out there that they put to help stop the flooding, and it worked.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, we had beautiful, beautiful weather the entire time.
Did that count as one of your 10 pair of shoes?
No.
Okay.
No. And we actually left those in Rome. We're like, we can't return them. It's past 30 days on Amazon. We left them. Hopefully somebody can use them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But, okay, so I missed the snow. I missed that our radio group acquired 2 new stations.
You are correct.
Are you kidding me? The Team 1450 AM and my old home station, what do you call it?
Stomping Grounds?
Stomping Grounds, Magic 99.1. So look at Prescott Broadcasting grow by leaps and bounds. How many stations does that make us strong now?
4.
Oh, no, we're more than that. We got COM, KYCA, Magic, The Talk. We got 93.5.
4 just here. And just in this building, we have 4.
So anyway, we're growing, and it's exciting. Very exciting stuff.
A lot of good stuff going on for sure there.
Okay, so I missed that. I missed Halloween. Did you guys dress up? Did you do anything? What happened?
Drew did.
Yeah, what'd you dress up as?
Well, since President Biden told me I was garbage, I decided to go as a garbage collector with my Make America Great hat again on.
Ah, okay, a garbage
Had my vest and the neon. And
see, I missed all that, so yay me.
Yay you. Well, just so you know, Trump had a thing where he ended up working in the drive-in window in McDonald's.
Oh.
And that went over really big, and a lot of people thought it was really funny and did good. And then Biden came out and told pretty much all the Republicans that if they're not voting for Kamala, that we're basically garbage. And the next day, Trump shows up driving a garbage truck with the vest on. It was turn a negative into a positive. It was really
that's hilarious. Well, I also heard that at a speech in here in Arizona, President Trump called America the garbage. What did he call it? The garbage dumpster of the world, or something like that.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Oh, Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So
I see a theme here, which is really sad because I'm over there in Europe and we're over here calling each other garbage, and it's embarrassing. It was embarrassing, and people really weren't
dislike us.
Weren't thrilled.
Yeah.
No, especially in Italy. They were like, "Go home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. Someone was on with Carol, and they were talking about the election in England and Europe only going like 60 or 90 days, and I'm like, man, that would be so nice.
Yeah. It was really nice.
Instead of years.
Not one campaign sign on my entire trip. I mean, I saw a lot of graffiti, but not one camp. And
that's
you know
decorative.
What? Yeah, I was like, that's okay. I'll take the graffiti over the campaign signs and the ads. I voted early, and I told you guys that I heard on the news that if you vote early, they stop the text messages because they have to pay for them. That's a lie.
That's not true. Yeah.
That's a lie. I got a ton of text messages,
Absolutely.
both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, harassing me throughout my trip on my phone. I'm like, I've already voted. Leave me alone. So anyway, I missed all of that, which is just fine.
Even if you type in stop,
yeah,
it didn't work.
Oh, you're not supposed to type in anything. You're supposed to block the number. I learned that because if you type stop, they still got you on.
Yeah.
What happens is that one stops and the other one continues.
Oh.
And then if you type an adjective in front of the word stop, I found that worked very well.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
To the point where don't blanking text
I
me
know,
again.
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
You don't have to spell it out for me, Drew. I'm right there. Jet lag and all.
Yeah.
Sharp as a
I was going to say the jet lag
butter
is starting
knife.
to go.
Sharp as a butter knife. All right, let's take another break, shall we?
Do we have to?
We have to. It's the bottom of the hour. This is how we roll.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll be back with more Leza Live after these messages. Buongiorno, it's Leza live on the news 103.5 FM KYCA. Prego, prego. From now on, I'm just going to, those are the only words I learned, to be honest with you. Prego, grazie, ciao bella, ciao bello.
Limoncello.
Yeah, limoncello.
Vino. Cheese.
I tell you what, we ate good on this trip.
Well, that was my question.
Yes.
When we were on the break, I was thinking of questions I wanted to ask.
Oh, should we move on with questions you want to ask? Okay, let's do that. Yeah.
What was your favorite dish that you had there? What did you do? Like you said, you had it, and then like a couple days, like I gotta have that again.
Yes. Okay.
What was it?
Okay, I had a lot of great food, but the one that stands out, we were in Rome. It was just Scott and I. The rest of the group had headed home, and we decided to stay in Rome a couple days because we'd been there before and we did nothing. We did not do the Sistine Chapel or the Vatican. We did not do the Colosseum. We did nothing the last time we were there, and I'm like, I'm not going to visit Rome again and not do anything. So I booked 3-hour tours. We did way more than we needed to do, but we don't ever have to go back to Rome. We've done it all. But while we were there, we were staying in this cute little boutique hotel, and they said, walk up the street, take a left, take another left, and go to a place called, I think, Vladimir's. And have dinner there. So that's what we did. You know, you take advice from the locals for sure because they know. And I ordered a dish. It was called Vladinero Ristorante in Rome. And I ordered this dish. It was fusilli pasta. So that's I thought it was just going to be corkscrew, but it was like a big corkscrew with pesto, almonds, and shrimp.
Oh, I'm ready.
It was unfriggin' believable. It was the best thing I've ever put in my mouth in my whole entire life. I'm not kidding. The restaurant was so good, we went back to the same restaurant the second night. Didn't order the same thing. Wish I had. I ordered the tortellini the next night. It was good, but it wasn't as good as that dish. It was unbelievable.
Their pastas are great. They're so much lighter than the store-bought stuff.
So much lighter.
Eat more.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can drink more coffee there because their coffee doesn't sit in the water as long, so it's not as caffeinated. You can drink more coffee. You can drink more wine because it doesn't have a bunch of crap in it. You don't feel like crap the next day. Yeah. And you can eat more pasta, and you can eat more bread. It's like heaven on earth. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, and it's light, and that's the main thing.
It is. And then the olive oil on the bread instead of the butter.
Oh, yeah.
Matt, you got to go.
I was going to say, are you looking for real estate over there?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I have to say, here in the States, I don't really eat gluten because our food here is so gluten-laden, and it really gives me a really bad stomach ache. It just tears the lining of my stomach. I've had food allergy tests for it and things. But over there, it was a free-for-all, and I didn't get sick. So, yeah, there might be a need for real estate.
So what you're saying, I need to list your home in Scottsdale, and you're getting a second home in Rome.
I don't know about that.
Vatican City?
Maybe Capri. If I could afford a place in Capri, yeah, for sure.
Well, that was one of my questions.
Okay, what else did you want?
When my daughter was in Italy, she was in Capri, and she said, Dad, I may not come home.
It's unbelievable.
She said that was her favorite place. She said the people there were just unbelievably nice. Beautiful. The women dress. I mean, they really dress there, don't they?
Yes.
And the men and that kind of stuff. So she really liked Capri, rather.
Right.
And so you agree with that?
Absolutely. Right. I have my own notes here, and that was one of the most beautiful places I visited. And we took a chairlift up to the very top of the island. And the panoramic view up there was unbelievable. The blue sea, the beaches. And we were there in the off season, so there weren't a ton of people there. But I heard that all the rich and famous that live on that island spend the day on their boats in the sea during the day, and then they come back after everybody leaves. I think the last shuttle. It's not a shuttle. It's a ferry. It's a ferry. I caught myself.
It's shuttling people back and forth.
It takes you home at 6. Yeah. So after 6, all the locals and the rich and the famous come out. And I tell you what, it was beautiful. Along with Kefalonia, the island of Kefalonia in Greece. We had a 7-hour tour by a local in a van, and he drove us all over that island, and it was absolutely gorgeous. The most beautiful beach I have ever seen in my life. The water was so clear. You could see the shadow of the ships, the yachts. on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, very cool.
So clear. Makes me want to cry.
So I got like serious like traveler questions.
Okay. What are they?
So I haven't gone anywhere really.
Yes.
How many people actually spoke English, and how difficult? Okay, because that's one of my biggest fears of traveling is here I am going to be by myself in the middle of some country, and I'm
here's the thing,
going to get kidnapped.
You get Google Translate on your phone. You type in what you want to say if they don't speak it. We did run into that a little bit when we were in Sicily, maybe, and the people working at the restaurants didn't understand. And so you would type it in on Google Translate, and it comes out, and then you show them. You don't even have to speak it. You show them, and then they can answer, and then you just translate that.
And they weren't offended?
No, I found people were a little bit more offended when you tried to speak Italian.
I can see that.
Because you ruin it.
And then
probably, but they're like, yeah, don't bother. I can tell. I can tell you're not Italian.
And then, did you admit you were an American the whole time, or did you say you were a Canadian?
No, I said I was American. Yeah, absolutely. Proud, born and raised in the U.S. of A. Despite its issues, it's still the best country in the world. Mark my words. We got to take a break. Look at this. We're flying by. Let's take another commercial break. More on Leza Live coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM, KYCA. Okay, I'm going to tell you where I went because I haven't even told you where I've gone. And then later on this hour, I want the dirt on the guest hosts and the guests. All right.
Santos was the worst.
Was he the worst? Well,
I mean,
we knew that.
We really need to keep him out.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna throw some shade, if you will, coming up a little later on this hour. But first, I want to tell you, we took off. We went to Venice. All right. We were in Venice for 2 nights, and then we got on the ship. Azamara Cruise Lines. It's a small ship, only 653 guests,
Perfect.
which is tiny. You should have seen the cruise ships that we saw on our trip. Our boat looked like a tugboat compared to some of these cruise ships. Unbelievable. There were 17 different nations on our ship.
That's great.
It is great. And I'll tell you who was there coming up. But so we started in Venice, and then we went to Slovenia. And then we went to Croatia for 3 different stops. The most beautiful sunset I've ever seen in my life was in Kotor, Croatia. That sunset lasted for, I want to say, an hour and a half over the sea. It was unbelievable. Then we went to Montenegro. Are you with me or are you against me?
I'm 100% against you.
We went to Montenegro, which is its own country. It used to be Yugoslavia. I'm going to get all this wrong, people. Jet lag. But amazing little seaside country, from medieval times. All of these ports had huge walls built to protect themselves from the Turkish Ottoman, who wanted to take over the land from the Romans, okay?
What does that have to do with a restaurant?
She's getting there.
No?
Give her some time.
Medieval times. He's talking about medieval times.
Yeah. Do they serve turkey legs?
No.
Oh.
Anyway, so did you catch that? Venus, Slovenia, Croatia for 3 stops, Montenegro, Greece for 2 stops, Malta, which is its own country. Yeah. Then we went to Cantonia, Sicily, Italy. We went to the island of Capri, and then Rome for 2 nights. So 13 days on the ship, 1 day at sea. So 12 different stops on the ship, and then 2 nights in Venice, 2 nights in Rome.
I just like that you have it listed out, and
it's
more than 1 page.
I had to write it all down because I can't remember. Everything is running into each other. I did journal. I didn't the last 5 days. I was like, I'm done. I mean, I'm exhausted. But yeah, I took a journal because there was just so much to see at each stop, and we're going to have a tutorial every day from here on out throughout the month of November. You're going to learn about all the stops. Just kidding.
All right. I have one question for Venice.
Yes.
Now, when I was on your Facebook page and I saw you on the gondola in Venice, I was, what happened?
Okay.
I got to talk to Scott.
Okay.
You're on the gondola. You're on with your sweetheart.
Right. Okay. So we're traveling with 2 other couples, right?
All right.
And so we get on the gondola, and my friend Colleen and I get to sit in the bench next to each other, and then there are 3 big men, knee to knee to knee, all squished in the front of the gondola. It was hilarious. I don't think I laughed so hard the entire trip.
I was really disappointed when I saw that. I'm like, Scott, here's your opportunity. You're in Venice. You're in Venice. You're on a gondola.
Yeah.
You're with your sweetheart, and you got 2 big guys sitting next to you.
Right.
I thought maybe he switched and started playing for the other team.
No. You're
He's going to be mad at me for that one.
Yeah, he sure is. But if you look at the picture, it looks like it. I'm just saying.
That's what I laughed at that picture.
I'm just saying. Well, and I didn't post really at all. I mean, maybe a couple.
Yeah.
I don't post while I'm on vacation. I want to be present. And so I'm going to go through all and post a nice long post of all the best pictures. So that picture will be in there for sure. But we didn't get a romantic trip on the gondola. It was absolutely hilarious. But we did it, and it was a blast. Absolute blast. So what else did I want to share with you guys? The movies that I watched. Do you want to hear something ridiculous? The ship only had like 13 movies for 13 days. Not enough. And then when I got on the plane, the same movies.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And they weren't, I mean, I'll tell you what I watched. The ones that I can remember, all right? I watched Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse movie, which is very good. I like Amy Winehouse. Arthur the King, I finally got to watch, which I really loved.
Good movie.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg with the dog. I watched Twisters.
Okay.
And that was good. It was all right. I mean, it's really not my thing, but watched the new Twisters. I saw Beetlejuice the original, which was absolutely ridiculous. I'm so sad I watched it because I loved it when I saw it the first time 117 years ago. It's the only thing to watch, and I watched it again, and I'm like, I can't believe I thought this was that great because I thought it was.
It is great.
It is not. It's ridiculous.
It totally is. That's why we reviewed it this year in preparation for 2, even though you didn't like it.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't like the original. I won't watch it again. But anyway, I love seeing Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin so young. That was adorable. And Winona Ryder, I mean, she was a child. Yeah, and who else was in the flick? Of course, Michael Keaton, baby. But anyway, that was fun to see them all so young. Made me feel very old. I watched Gladiator. It took me 2 nights to watch it on my phone because the hotel in Rome did not have a smart TV. You can't watch Gladiator on your little 12 mini phone. It is not recommended. Don't do it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but I'd just sit there and think to myself for hours instead of watch it on that. That's a disservice to Gladiator.
It really was. It really was. And I'm sorry. I apologize to all involved. But I was going to see the Coliseum, and I wanted to get, geared up for it, and it worked.
I expect you to write a letter to Ridley Scott apologizing to him personally.
Okay, I'll do it. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he directed Gladiator too. I hope so.
Perfect. Okay. I started Dune. I don't know which one it was. I didn't finish it. Scott's like, this is ridiculous. We didn't watch it. I started it, didn't finish that. I started The Way Back with Ben Affleck, the basketball movie.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
Yeah,
I heard it was good, though.
I didn't finish it because the plane landed, and I was like, 11 hours, and I'm still watching them. I didn't finish the movie. But and I did watch Land of Bad, which I thought you might be surprised that I watched. Now, do you remember that one? That's the shoot 'em up movie with the gladiator. What's his name? Russell Crowe. In recent times, when he's like now, modern times. So I watched Russell Crowe. You remember that? He's like huge and old.
Yeah.
And then I watched him in Gladiator, all like within the same week. Yeah. So I'm like, we've all been there. We've all looked better in our times.
You say that, and it's funny because last night, Jamie and I ended up watching 3:10 to Yuma, which he's in.
Oh, yeah.
And if you haven't seen that movie in a long time, that's really good.
I was going to say which one, because the original's very good as well.
Yeah. Okay. So I did watch some movies. Some I started, some I didn't. And I was really sad that the same movies that were on the boat, I thought after a week, we're on the boat for 13 days. I thought after the first 7 days, they'll change the movies, right? No. That's going to go on my suggestion.
They run usually a month.
Yeah, well.
Just so you know.
Yeah. Just so you know.
Or do what I do. I really plan ahead when I have to take even
and
just small.
Movies.
I download a ton.
Yeah.
I'll download 20, 30.
I didn't download a movie. I downloaded 2 books, though, onto my Kindle, and I read a little bit, but Scott's like, I'm never taking a book on a vacation again because, you have all the best intentions, especially the day at sea. You know what we did do on the day at sea? And I'm really embarrassed to admit this. We spent $140 on bingo and didn't win a thing. bingo. And you know what? They've changed bingo. You don't just have to win one line. You have to black out the entire card to win. We were playing for a cruise, a free cruise.
Sounds like European rules.
I was going to say the same thing.
Well, if I had known the rules, I wouldn't have spent $140. But yeah, I mean,
it kept you busy.
What's $140? You're on vacation.
It's a drop in a bucket at this point.
I tell you what.
Compared to the trip, that's nothing.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Coming up with our last segment here on Leza Live. Stay with us. Welcome back to Leza Live on the News, 103.5 FM KYCA, talking about my amazing vacation that I just returned from. And I have to say, I was halfway through, I thought, how am I going to make it? I was really, that's a long time to be gone. And it's a long time to be on a ship if you are under 75 years old.
I feel you're
just saying.
I feel you're just doing this to rub it in Drew and I's face.
I'm not.
And I'm now going to cry myself to sleep just a little bit more tonight.
Well, wait till you see the pictures.
All right.
Wait till you see.
Oh,
okay,
great.
I told you that there were 17 nations on board. We had Australia, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Mexico, Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Slovenia, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom, Maltese, and the United States. That's a ton. I have some really crazy. Yeah, it was really great. I have some really crazy numbers to share with you. They give you an idea of how much they had to pack in as far as supplies for the voyage, okay? And you want to take a guess on how many pounds of beef they had on board?
Well, I think that depends on how many Americans were on board.
Well, I don't have the numbers. They should tell me. They should tell you, right? You want to take a guess? Just a round number?
4,000.
6,285.57 pounds of beef.
It's a lot of ribeye.
Just beef. Scott had his best steak of his life on the ship. He had a Chateaubriand for two, mind you. And that's how they sell it, for two.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, I'm taking it for one. He did share it with all of us. There were three others at the table. He said it was the best he'd ever had, best steak ever, with peppercorn and béarnaise sauce. Don't you dare tell me we have 2 minutes left. We got a lot to talk about. Okay, just a couple more numbers. What else would you like to know? How much sugar? 2,841 pounds of sugar. Oh, eggs. Eggs are interesting. Do you want to know how many eggs were on board? If I can find it.
200 dozen?
There were 4,477 dozen eggs on board.
So it's what, like 50,000 eggs?
Yeah.
60,000 eggs? That's crazy.
Divided by 653 guests over 13 days. Scott did the math. He's like, that's 6 eggs per person per day. And he goes, I didn't eat 6 eggs a day. I'm like, yeah, you probably did, honey. That's probably did.
It's a lot of omelets.
It's a lot of omelets. Okay, the most important thing you need to know, there were 4,986 bottles and cans of beer. There was 196 bottles of vodka. That's all. And
seems low.
There was 8,250 bottles of wine on board the ship. And I put a dent in some of those bottles. I put a dent. It was delicious. We ate and drank our way across the Mediterranean Sea. And that means we're out of time. I can't believe it. I could talk about it for another hour. We have no guests scheduled for tomorrow, so you might tune in for more Lisa's amazing adventure.
Leza rubs it in Matt and Drew's face.
That's what we're going to call it.
There we go. I like that.
That's what we're calling it. Thank you all for listening. Go out and vote if you haven't done it already, and we'll see you back here on the radio tomorrow. Thanks for listening.